My absolute favorite place to pull resources and references is going to be EBSCOhost. I'm going to show you how to navigate this and use it for your writing. Okay, the first thing you do is go to whichever search engine you want to use and type in EBSCOhost. You'll go to EBSCOhost login, and you will search for your institution. Once you have your institution, you will probably have to go through a login process, and the institution you could use would be something like your job might afford you access to this. Whatever university you're at should give you access to this. You might also be able to find access to EBSCOhost through your public libraries. Once you've logged into your facility, you'll see a page that looks like this. This can be really cumbersome for folks. All you do is click EBSCOhost Web. Now, you have a ton of different options here for databases. I would dissuade you from using all of these. I would just select a few. So the way I do that is I go here. If I want to select all, sure, I could select every database I have access to here, but it's going to be really cumbersome. So I'm going to deselect all, and I'm going to choose databases that I use frequently for my writing. So Academic Search Complete, Academic Search Elite, Academic Search Premier. I'm a clinical social worker, so I'm looking for psych services. Okay, once you have all of the databases that are going to be meaningful for your search query, then you just come down here and you hit continue. Now, if you just select all, then it'll bring you right to this page. But here's where you can start to fill in your Boolean phrases. So if I'm doing a search for theories, I might say something like, and let's say theories of development, and then let's maybe say not learning. Okay, so now I just search here. And I have a few articles here, so let me walk you through what I'm seeing. So right here, this is your search results. This shows you exactly how many articles were found in the databases that you searched. Now, this is too much. Ain't nobody got time to go through all of these. If you do, that's amazing. I don't have time to go through all of these. And there are certain types of articles that I'm actually looking for. Yes, we're doing theories of development and we're avoiding learning. However, when it comes to academia, I typically am going to want only 10 years old. So I would say 2014. So I changed that right here. The date range from 2014 to 2024. Click on that. It updates. All right. Now I've dropped down by almost half, 14,000. So now let's simplify this even further. I'm going to be in this section. I'm going to go to full text right here. Give us an update. All right, almost in half. And I want peer-reviewed articles. What this is going to do is it's going to limit it by about 8,000 from over 30,000. Which is great, but it's going to give me two different dynamics. Firstly, these articles, all of these are going to be peer reviewed. That means that experts looked at the content. This content then is published and made accessible after it's been reviewed. The other thing that I'm going to note here is full text. I want simple, straightforward access to these articles. I don't want to have to go and log into other places and do other things. So by clicking peer reviewed, I'm making sure that the content is going to be meaningful for my subject matter. And by clicking full text, I'm almost ensured that I don't have to go searching through other websites if I don't want to. So here we go. Full text, peer reviewed gives us about 8,000 article references. Now, if I want to go even more in depth, I could look over here and I can see the type of publication, and I could say, I really just want to go academic journals. Now, it still leaves me with 8,600 journals to review, journal articles to review. But that's far less than 30,000. And if I want to go even simpler here, I can go down by the databases that I selected and really choose the ones that make sense. So if I'm a social worker and I'm only looking for social work, I might search in social work abstracts. I might also go with APA Psych articles or Soc Index with full text. Okay, so you can really specify what you want to pull from. Right now I'm pulling from every location. So let's pull up an article here. Psychology Between Science and Technology, a proposal for the development of a theory of practice. Now this is going to be an academic journal. This is the title, and let's click in here. Now right off the rip, you're going to see a couple of things. Firstly, this feels like a lot of very complex information. What you really want to look at is the most important thing when you just open this page. What you want to look at is the abstract. You want to see, does this article speak to what you're trying to uncover? You can read through that. I'll have another video. I'll try and link another video in the description to show you how to actually pull the information you want from abstracts. But this is what you're going to look at first. So you look at the abstract, make sure that this information is what you're wanting. If you've looked through the abstract and this shows you that this is pretty much what you're looking for, then the very next step is to open the PDF full text. Now you can open this in a new tab. You can also download the article right here if you want to. You can save it in a folder. However, this is going to give you a PDF of the journal article. Again, full text, peer reviewed. So when you're citing this, it gets so much easier because you have the author, you have the page number, you have everything that you're going to need right here. You're going to have even the journal. Everything that you're going to need for your citations is going to be right here on this PDF. You can download it, save it for later, then you can organize it, put it into different folders. You can have it set up to where you can always draw from this because this is a copy of a journal article. It is as if you actually opened up the journal itself and read the article. This is fantastic. So once you have this journal article open, you can then review some of the content and make sure it really fits what you're looking for. So typically you're going to have an abstract here in the front, and then you'll be able to read down in and see, okay, what were the results, what were the methods, what was actually being reviewed here, and what were their findings. So this is, if you need to go in depth, you can go in depth, but I would just say stick with the headings to make sure that it even talks about topics that you're trying to uncover. Let me also give you a side hack here. If this article has information that's meaningful to you, one of your biggest resources is going to be the reference section. If you want to find out where the author got their information so that you can really go in more depth or you can have some clarity, just go over here to the reference section and start pulling these resources. Go and search all of these or some of these. Go into the sections of the paper that were meaningful to you, find a citation, and then go down here. So prescriptive methods, go down here and you're going to find Nelson and Stalterman, which is going to be in alphabetical order right here. The Design Way, Intentional Change in an Unpredictable World. This article, this book right here is going to be where you get that content. You can expand on this as needed, but this is going to be a phenomenal place to get low-hanging fruit and to at least see where other authors are coming from, especially in introduction sections of papers. Once you have all of the information that you're looking for, you simply come back here. You're not done with this page. If this article is something that's meaningful to you, then you simply come over here and this is going to be your best friend. there's this little button right here that says Cite. Now, I am not a master of citations, but I can tell you that this has saved me so much time and energy. As a social scientist, I'm required to use APA 7th edition. That means that all I have to do is come over here and type this out in my reference page, or I can copy and paste it. The only thing you have to be careful of with copy and paste is that it's not going to come in the right format. It may be slightly off. So if we look here, we have last name, comma, first initial. Sometimes there's going to be a middle initial there. 2018. So make sure all of the authors are referenced, period, and then the title of the article should have the first letter of the title capitalized, and then after the colons, there should be one capital letter. The only other time that you capitalize is going to be if it is a name or a proper noun in general, then you would capitalize it. Other than that, every other word is lowercase. The journal title is italicized here, so that's good. The journal number is italicized, and then the edition is not, and it's in parentheses followed by a comma, page numbers, and then the DOI. So this actually looks like it is in full APA format. So the only thing that I'll have to be mindful of if I were to copy and paste this in, because there's no like copy button, is when you select it and hit Control or Command C to copy it, or if you just right click and hit copy, it's going to come in gray and not black. So make sure that the font is correct and make sure the font color and size are correct. If you do that and the formatting is right, you're going to have no issues with your paper. But I'm telling you, this is a lifesaver. This makes it so much easier to keep your citations organized. Okay, this is a general picture of how I use EBSCOhost, and you can go through and review as many articles as you want and limit and correct, recalibrate as often as you want. However, what I'm going to suggest is that you keep track of your articles. What I usually do is I keep a document that has all of the articles that I've reviewed and what was the content for that article. Not just that, but I keep a citation, I make sure it's formatted correctly, and all of that stays on a separate document that I'm using and building as I'm writing my paper. That way, I can go back to that separate document at any point and draw directly from it. This has saved me so much time and so much energy, and it keeps things so organized and it makes it flow so fluidly. Not only does it make it easy to cite one source at a time, but what you're going to find as you search through articles is that many authors come to the same conclusions. The authors that come to the same conclusions can be mashed together into one reference or one citation. That means that each one of them will have their own reference on the reference page, but if a thought comes up multiple times, you simply put the parenthetical citation in the paper, in text, in line with the narrative, and you cite all of those articles separated by dates and commas. It's just a fantastic way to keep track of your information, and professors typically love it. When you pull information, if it comes from your mind, you don't have to cite it. But if it is an abstract thought and it comes from somewhere else, you have to give credence to wherever that thought originated from. I hope this was meaningful. If you have questions, please feel free to comment or reach out to me directly. If you're in my class, then I will see you in class or online. Good luck. You've got this.